Reserve Bank Governor Lesetja Kganyago has spelt out the implications of the recent ratings downgrade to Soweto residents and business people. Speaking at the Soweto Theatre as part of the central bank's roadshow, Kganyago has warned South Africans not to dismiss the concerns of the ratings agencies and the impact the downgrade will have on the poor.
Dozens turned up to hear exactly what the Reserve Bank does. Governor Lesetja Kganyago having to spell out the bank's mandated role of keeping price growth steady using interest rates among other instruments. He says the country's recent slip into sub-investment grade has far-reaching consequences for those in Soweto who collect grants, take taxis to work and struggle with high food prices.
And in a way, the impact of the downgrade on a community such as the community in Jabulani, which is a working class predominantly area and thus living on fixed income. If this downgrade then, as we had said, results in the depreciation of the currency, leads to a rise in inflation, it erodes the income of the people from this area.
Kganyago confirmed that he met with President Jacob Zuma, the new Finance Minister Malusi Gigaba and the SARS Commissioner over the impact of the recent downgrades. He says much of that conversation was centered around preventing further downgrades which would result in increasing debt costs for the government.
The government has to first pay for the debt, pay for the servicing of that debt before government even buys a single textbook, before government hires a single teacher, before government could even pay a single social grant. Government has to pay the debt service costs. When those debt service costs go up, that means that the ability of government to expand services gets constrained as a result of it.
The big question is whether or not the latest cabinet reshuffle, the subsequent downgrades and the weakening rand will lead to a hike in interest rates. Kganyago concedes that the rand has weakened out of the assumption range that the bank had at its previous meeting on interest rates. But he says there are many factors to consider before it decides what to do with rates. Devin Murugan, SABC News, Soweto.